Pitt picks up their second win of the night. Final two weights. About 197, our next stop. One of the best in the land. Trent Hidlay, the redshirt senior. Stout, Pennsylvania, taking on Max Stout, the redshirt freshman. Coming off that redshirt season a year ago, there is Max Stout, who leads the team with 3 falls this season, 14-3, and ready to take on Trent Hidlay, one of the more entertaining wrestlers to watch in all of the college landscape.
Max Stout had a tough loss against Michael Beard of Lehigh, and it's just going to be a tough match against someone on the level of Trent Hidlay. You don't understand what it is to face Trent Hidlay until you face Trent Hidlay.
Action.
Look at Hidlay, a 4-time All-American, but the unique part about this season, he made the decision to bump up to 197.
And he explained he wanted to bump up because he wanted to get better at wrestling and not being better at cutting weight down to 84. I wish every wrestler in America would take that philosophy. Get better at wrestling, not at losing weight.
He's been so consistent. I mean, you talk about a great ambassador for the sport and for the university. That has been Trent Hidlay. 3 straight top 5 finishes. He plays to the crowd back home at Reynolds Coliseum. The team over the last couple of years has just fed off his energy. Whether the spotlight's on like tonight on a nationally televised event, or it's the quiet early morning, late night hours in the practice room.
The crazy story was when I was at NC State just learning more about the team. At the end of the day, had a really tough practice. At the end of practice, everyone's starting to run around, and Trent Hidlay starts howling like a wolf, literally just like he was a werewolf. And they were looking at him like, what's going on, Trent? He said, has hair started to grow on my back yet? This guy's just different.
Whether he's at 184, 197, you know one thing, you're going to get an underhook and you are going to feel it. You see him go that opposite side of the underhook. Good job there recovering, though, by Stout, keeping the feet active. Hidlay's going to try to drag him in where he has a little bit more room to work.
And one of the things that Ryan Jack said about Trent Hidlay really helped him as he was getting fearful of being tired. Trent Hidlay really said, you're going to get tired, just get there. It's okay to feel the fatigue.
See, top 5, and Aaron Brooks has been Hidlay's nemesis the last few years.
And you may be watching saying it's only 3-1. The freshman's doing a good job, and he is. It's just, can he keep this pace up for the rest of the match? And that's often when you see Trent Hidlay really start to pour it on.
Those fingers go.
But Max Stout, there's that underhook again. And you just get tired. You don't know what he's going to do. Is he going to hip in? Is he going to go and throw it by to a single? You're going to throw it by to a knee pick, or you're going to throw it by to a double. So many different attacks. But as I was saying, Max Stout, he has a great training partner in national champion Nino Bonacorsi, so he knows about someone that has high octane.
Story Nino Bonacorsi was for Pitt last year, winning the national championship. That had not been done since his mentor in the corner, Keith Gavin, won the title in 2008. Nino was up here in the broadcast booth the other night doing a terrific job. His glasses, it looks like he picked up some new glasses between that duel with Arizona State. Yeah, take a look at this. There's Nino. I've had pairs of glasses like that. They still work.
And I tell you what, it's hard to wear glasses when you don't have the frame and the things around your ear.
What a great run it was to watch Nino. And we talked about at the start of the broadcast, the ACC with a couple of national champions. Bonacorsi, one of them. And we found out this week, right after the Nationals, he had surgery on a rotator cuff. So he battled through some pain, some injury, some adversity to bring Pitt a national championship.
Those are stories that you never know about at nationals. You find out after the fact.
Years ago, Cole Matthews wrestled with a torn ACL. Trent Hidlay had a real bad stomach bug a couple of years ago as well. And you're right, those stories never come out. These athletes are never looking for any type of excuse. It always comes out a year or two after the fact.
So you.
And many times when you see the wrestlers on day 3 of the Nationals, their faces beat up, but there's the injuries you don't see. The internal, the tears, inside the muscles, the sicknesses that you just don't see. You see the bruises, but there's a lot more that they're going through. And Trent Hidlay is pointing on. This is typical Trent Hidlay. It was 3-1 in the first period. It's just, can you keep this pace up that's so relentless?
Besides the size, Rock, when you watch a lot of Trent Hidlay, what's the difference? Hidlay at 84, Hidlay at 97 technique-wise. Or is there any?
You know what? I'm sure there's things that he says, you know, that's different. Us on the outside, we don't see it. But the fact during a week he can practice more on wrestling and not worrying about his calorie intake. And it makes wrestling fun.
Neutral.
We saw his older brother, Hayden, do the same thing his final year at NC State. It is a little awkward not seeing Hayden here. The Hidlay brothers have been NC State wrestling. Hayden this offseason moving north to where it's a lot colder
Stay on the mat.
than it normally is in Raleigh. He's up in Fargo with North Dakota State on that staff.
Both guys that are leading the team there with Hayden as an assistant coach to Obi Blanc, both were from were here at NC State, and they're doing a good job there. Kudos to North Dakota State.
All Hidlay as he takes the 15-4 lead. Let's see what Max Stout can do. It's away from getting into the top position. Mac and his wrestling family, his father Brian ran a club for a few years, wrestled at Clarion. His older brother Kellen, who is 7 years older than Mac, a solid career. Penn State, finished up at Pitt. Brother Luke, who was wrestling for Princeton. Tight-knit family, a lot of brotherly connection, as we have discussed, for both of these universities throughout this broadcast. Hidlay gets the escape.
You can't really articulate what Max Stout learns by wrestling someone like this. Just what it feels like to have someone that's so aggressive, always attacking, physically, you know, just more mature than Mac.
Future very bright for Pitt when you look at these two upper weights, 97 and heavyweight. We will not see Dayton Pitzer tonight, unfortunately. The very talented heavyweight for the Panthers. He was injured in the last duel against Arizona State. Pitt just snake bit. The only way they could have lost that duel is what happened with that injury that Pitzer sustained. They end up losing by criteria. Bad news is Pitzer's out for the regular season. The good news is there is hope that we could see him come March in the ACC championship, so we'll keep our fingers crossed. Man, what a foundation as a brick comes in from the NC State corner. What a foundation to have moving forward with these two upper weights, Stout, Pitzer.
Technical violation.
Hang on, I'll give it to him.
And then the three-point takedown. Technical foul.
He just continues to get the job done at a high level. A lot of Wolfpack fans in attendance tonight.
Low shot by Heller to get the only takedown to hold on for some great defense. And then Trent Hidlay doing Trent Hidlay things, being aggressive.